Welcome to the Twin Flame Abundance Live of today. Another Saturday in which we have the intention to answer your Twin Flame questions of the journey, of your difficulties, of your communication, of your struggles to connect with your inner source, because that is the most important thing on the Twin Flame journey. Did you know that? Of your struggles with money, with work, with mission, that's also fine. This is really supposed to be so that you can tell me your problems and then I can give you a direction for where to find the solution. Maybe give you an idea how to do this central twin flame inner work tool key for your unique situation. Or maybe I can get a card for you with the help of Divine Mother. That would be cool too. Or something else. Just I will give you some enlightenment that helps you on your way. And that is what this is supposed to be about. That's why the chat is open. I will open the chat by saying that. Right? Exclamation mark. So there we go. That's the whole point. And we do have 5 chapters today. And all the time you can talk to me and ask your questions and whatnot. But I do have 5 chapters. And the first is going to be the intro exercises. 2 exercises and a giveaway. Yeah. And then we're going to go to my talk about this week's topic. And that is going to be the end of twin flame separation. Isn't that what we all want? So that's what we're going to discuss. Very curious how that is going to go. And then next chapter, announcements, because we always have a lot to do here, and lots of events going on and whatnot. And I just want to enlighten you about what's going on. And then issues to heal, and that is the department. That is the chapter in which we're specifically trying to answer your questions. And then we close off with a group healing. And this time again, we'll be doing a little meditation on an energy point. So let's move on to the first chapter, the intro exercises. Alrighty. We can do the surrender meditation. It only takes 4 minutes. I have to take my glasses off, and you can do it with me. It's just a little tune up that connects you with the inner flow of abundance and reminds you that it's already here for you. And there are gestures involved, and we're going to do them, and there are words involved, and I'm going to say them. You put your hands up in front of you like this, and then it's all starting.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything truth and of purity.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity. And so we start with a refreshed mindset. It really is the music. It's like being submerged in an ocean of water, and that is music from FN sounds. And yeah, you are submerging yourself for a moment in the ocean of divine abundance. And that really is what the reparation is that twin flames are about. And not only for a moment, but permanently. And you can do that. This is just a small taste of it. Because that is how twin flames thrive, by dipping into the vast ocean of the connection that you do have with the divine, with your source, and staying there, submerging into it to completion forever after. And the twin flame is a huge sign and simple symbol for how much you made that come true for yourself. Yeah, I think more about that later. Yeah. Anyway, that was just coming from how I feel. Now I did this 4-minute tune up that is called the Reset Recalibrate meditation. That is advised to do every day or every moment that you feel like you want to have a tune up for yourself to surrender to the inner flow of abundance that is already here. And it makes you see correctly too, right? Because it involves your inner seeing together with your outer seeing. And many more things that it does. Just only a couple of things that I have pointed out now. And you can do this yourself too. You can get the track. I will put it below when you see the recording. And maybe I'm going to put it now for you in the chat. If I can find it, right? Okay, so it must be here. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, so it will come now up in the chat. There it is. Because you can just grab it, have it 3 times for free, and after that you can buy it for a very, 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 very reasonable price. And then you can play it as many times as you want every day, more times a day, etc. So now we're going to go to the card of this starting off card, the general feel for what we are talking about, what it is about today, what is your guidance in general from the Manifest and Heal card deck. And that is the deck that I made myself on the basis of the creative identity methodology for spiritual development, which means life development, and twin flames are included in that. That is about the 9-point energy system and all the rest more. And I made this card deck that fits with that perfectly. And we're going to ask Divine Mother to help me get a card. And it is the Creative ID card with the key. Now, my central advice to do every day, all day long, twin flame tool is called key. So this means, and the card is called Creative ID, and I just said that my whole methodology, my energy methodology, is called Creative ID method. And key is the central twin flame tool that I teach in 4 steps, 2 versions. Best done in our Facebook group. You're welcome to join. The link is already below in the box below this video, because the best resources for the key tool are there. But I also have YouTube videos about it. Go to my channel page on a desktop computer and put key in the search box indicated with the magnifying glass. That is part of my channel page on your desktop computer, not the YouTube search bar in general. And then you put key there and you will find the videos that are about the key tool. And so I think that this card is really going to mean for us something very core, very central, very loving, very we've arrived home kind of message. And I will look into the booklet right now that is on my screen to look at what the text is of this card. And I want to also say that I have noticed, and now they started again, that my neighbors are like cleaning their patio or something, their house, with some high pressure tool, I think. And that makes a lot of noise. So if you hear that, then that's what it is. Open the door. The key in standing fully in the flow of creation, of living according to ultimate creational mission, of your highest good in your money and love, is that you accept it in. You accept fully that you are standing there. You claim your space, as it were. You are fully inside your being. You stand for nothing less than your full self. Your conscious as well as your unconscious sides. That's your full self. Because the earth only supports the entire whole, not part of it. And not only the physical earth is involved here, the spiritual earth as well. That is the true heaven. Key to heaven. Like Saint Peter. And yeah, that's the male version of my name. My name is Petra, which is some sort of the female version of Peter. Taking the key in your hand at any given moment will make you step forward in the most assisting way for yourself and other people. Sometimes this means you are moving away from groups, relationships, situations. Sometimes it means that you come closer in relationship with certain pieces of life. Sometimes it means that to be alone for a while, which can be intense, but you become more connected to your core because of it. You accept that you are always alone in essence, together with your true twin flame and source. They're part of your quote unquote aloneness. Then you are free to relate to others. You are a master of the only true process with the only true result. You are a teacher and move first. You who your students are will become clear along the way. They are the ones that ask for your genuine assistance. Well, there we go. Open the door, the creative ID card to stand fully in creation. Have the key in your hand and yeah, stand there alone with your true twin flame and source, which makes you free to relate to others. Yeah, free to start to experience mastery. Well, there we go. Awesome card. Maybe we're just moving to like a first high point of this series of live videos on Saturdays, the Twin Flame Abundance Lives, in which I have talked about a whole couple of Twin Flame topics quite extensively and intuitively and connected with Source. And yeah, that feels really good. So maybe we're at like a first high point of this series of yeah lives. And I guess the topic we'll see about how I will be talking about it. The topic, the end of twin flame separation, also indicates that it's going to be something specific here that is really very core to the whole matter, because that's what we all want, end of separation. And well, for the rest, I'll talk about it in a minute, what that actually means, because I think that we need to start with what does that actually mean. And when I've explained that, then you'll be enlightened much more about yeah how you can resolve that, because first we need to know what it is. Okay, so in a minute. First, we'll close off the intro exercises with the giveaway. So, we do have a giveaway today again, and today I give away an ebook. It's all yours. It's a whole couple of pages. I don't know, 30 pages, like big pages, something like that. And it's called Road to Union. And it speaks about the organic deepening steps that you make on your journey towards your union, which is a consciousness state, the harmonious twin flame union that you can have in relationship to your source. And on that journey, which is a consciousness journey, you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and your experience of yourself and your twin flame and the world and your source of life changes. And I talk a little bit about a couple of steps that you can discern this change for yourself. Like every time you go deeper, you feel that your consciousness experience changes a little bit and what that means. And then you go even deeper, and then it means this, and then it means that. And then I have related that story, which is both my own experience as well as what is being seen from other people doing the same, and also from what is downloaded or channeled, if you will, from the divine itself. And I have placed these observations for how your consciousness changes that I talk about in the sort of measuring tool of a well known mystical saint. because I actually felt like that fitted so well. And it felt very inspirational to me. And so it's also about that saint a little bit, but also not, because every journey towards the core of yourself, of your heart, is this consciousness journey to the core of your heart. And because we're human, that has a quality that you can talk about. That's just thus what I did. That is similar for everyone because it's like a human development story. So that is why this can be for anyone. And you might recognize some things in how I talk about it and how this saint talked about it. So that is the ebook Road to Union. And I give it away when you answer to this video in the chat or in the comments, or if you email me, that's fine too. A flame. Yeah. And then I know that you reacted to this week's giveaway for the Road to Union ebook, and I will make sure that it gets sent to your email and you can read it on your holiday this summer or whatever you're doing on a sunny lawn, relaxing or something, and I'm reading this ebook, and I hope it is inspirational. So let's move on to the next chapter. My talk about this week's topic, the end of twin flame separation. Well, let's start with a sip of water, because this is an important topic. It really is. It's huge. It's core. It's the very center of what everything is about. Well, it won't be new to you if you've been following my videos on YouTube the last couple of years, or if you've been working closely with me. But nevertheless, I still don't think that very many people realize this. So I'm going to explain it to you anyway. What even is twin flame separation? What is that? What is it to you? You can put it in the comments below. That would be awesome. I think a lot of people would say that it is not being together with your twin flame. And then they mean with not being together, like not being in an official relationship together, or they mean not being physically close, like living together. Likely a combination of the both, right? Referring back to what we would say a relationship, a romantic relationship is in like the old social and societal ideas and whatnot. And well, it's not that that is untrue, but what it points to is that, look, we're talking about the twin flame here. So this is supposed to be about your true twin flame, which is only one thing, the soul with which you are created at the beginning of time as complementary parts in this spirit whole. That is your union. And when it is that, it is always the case that not being physically together goes exactly hand in hand, but really exactly hand in hand with not being in the consciousness of harmonious twin flame union. The consciousness state or state of being. That is underlying always what it is about, because it is about the spirit truth of you. That's the twin flame. That's who you are as the twin flame, as part of the bigger whole of your twin flame union, and that's who they are to you. That is on your spirit level, which is simply who you are, what you are, although that is not what is in pop culture understood as what you are, because then they say I'm my body, right? But it's about my spirit level me in the bigger whole of what I am there, the union. So when you say separation, I'm in separation with them, we're not fully together yet. That is actually always a sign that your consciousness is still in separation consciousness. And then you will see that it translates to, in the physical human world, being not together with them in all the ways possible that it is about, it can be about, and well, really is about, right? Being romantic partners, best friends, teacher, student, all together at one, close together, loving each other, true divine love, shared in the actual flesh, intimately together, in full communication, etc., which is eventually, yes, that's a marriage. So when you're not there, it means that your consciousness is not fully connected yet to your core, to where you came from as spirit. So to end twin flame separation means to end your separation consciousness. When you are not together yet in the flesh the way you would like to see it and feel in the heart that it's supposed to be for you with your true twin flame. We're not talking about false twin flames here, or anyone, or a soulmate, or whatever, which is also anyone. We're talking about the true twin flame. When you want to make that come true, you need to get rid, so to speak, of your separation consciousness. On that deeper inner invisible level, you need to get rid of what constitutes that on the inner level, on the consciousness level. So you're in separation consciousness. That's why you're not together yet on the physical plane the way you would like to see it. So that is what it is truly about. And when you do reach that union consciousness instead of separation consciousness, that will be the foundational elements on which you're going to build with true inner love that comes from your heart, not from them, from your heart, because it is from your source. And you're going to build on that with this inner love so that indeed the outer also becomes this union that you see before you in your mind's eye as your ultimate situation in physical life. When you have it first in the internal life, the union consciousness. So, what's this union consciousness with twin flames? Well, then that is pretty much the harmonious twin flame union and the development that comes afterwards, because you are at the core there, but the rest of you knows nothing about it yet. So there's a whole development that comes after it too. It's actually only the beginning. It's only the very beginning of this whole thing, and I can bring you there, and then we can be together in building the rest afterwards too. That'll be a lot of fun, and yeah, that's what I do with my clients that come closer. So I think that is more of a definition of what it is actually about. The end of twin flame separation means that you're going to end your separation consciousness in your internal world, or your separation beingness in your internal world. Is your beingness fully connected to your source, to who created you, who and what created you? The eternal divine source of everything that is love and truth. Is your beingness fully connected there? Well, maybe not. Well, maybe that's why you are not together with your twin flame in the physical material world how you like it. So that is the redefinition of what that is. And I think that it is very crucial to have this understanding correctly, and then also start to understand what is the separation consciousness. Well, that is, in fact, the collection of everything that is preventing you from living in the flesh what you essentially already are on the inside. The collection of everything that holds you back is your blocks, your spiritual blocks, yes, of course, psychological not aligned things, unhealed things are part of that, but we are talking about your spiritual blocks, which is like on another layer than only the psychological ideas, because some people think that that's the thing that we're trying to get at, but that's not true. We're trying to get at your spiritual blocks, what holds you back spiritually. And yeah, that is very much also like what your ego is holding on to, or the fact that you are holding on to what is ego inside of you. That is also very much the same thing, pointed out in another way. Egos can't reach union, so we're going to get rid of everything that is ego, that is the separation consciousness we're going to get rid of. So that is also another way of approaching what that is. And you can do that by doing the key inner work with the key tool, 4 steps, 2 versions. Um, and you get a whole journey out of that. That's for sure, if you do it correctly. But because it is the spiritual inner work that you're doing, and we're often very much not accustomed to what that is, and we have blind spots because it is about ourselves. These are some of the reasons that you work together with a guide on doing this for yourself, on removing this separation consciousness for yourself, on removing the ego out of your sight, out of your inner being. And that's really like the norm for this kind of work, to work with someone that can help you, that can guide you through this crucial purifying work, because we don't see it in ourselves what it really is and where to look at to go to the next step, etc. It can be very daunting to see that yourself. And also, it will save you so much time if you would accept a helping hand doing this. Not just any helping hand. You really need to go to someone that has it themselves, that has reached it themselves, and that is initiated as the teacher of harmonious twin flame union by life itself, not by self proclamation. So I just noted down this talking point because I think this has something to do with it that's very important. The reflection is so dramatic. And I think this is why people get stuck on the twin flame journey. This is why people complain that it's so painful. This is why people say that it is difficult. This is why people get stuck. This is why people don't continue on the journey and simply arrive. Even though they have a genuine call in their heart, they have had a genuine taste of what it is or could be like. Some know their true twin flame, some don't yet. Some get a feeling of that they need to go there from being with a false twin flame. That can be a good way to wake up and go in the direction, even though it's not that person. Different situations are possible. But where people get stuck is we're talking about the twin flame. And that means that they will reflect back to you everything that is out of alignment with connecting directly to union consciousness, with being completely in the beingness of source, or however you want to call it. They will reflect back to you the entirety of the distance that is still needing to be crossed by you in this journey, in this endeavor, in this consciousness repairing journey, in the journey of repairing your consciousness so that the separation gets out of it and the union gets into it. And at the end, there's only union in your consciousness. That's everything you you think about all day long, everything you feel all day long, everything you experience all day long, every day. The true twin flame reflects back to you the amount of distance that you have between yourself and your divine core. And people are realistically freaked the fuck out by their own misalignment with their own inner core. And that is the issue. That's what they see in their twin flame when they are dating another person, when they are not talking back to you in texting on your phone, when they are blocking you on social media, when they are marrying someone else, when they say something to you that is actually quite insulting to you in your feeling of yourself, when they, etc., when they try to manipulate you, etc. Very painful. And people freak the fuck out because, well, what does this mean? That is an exact reflection of how far away they themselves have wandered off of their harmonious union space in their consciousness inside of themselves. And that is like too much. That's just too much. It's too much to handle. It's too much to accept. It's not funny anymore, Petra. It's not funny anymore. I'm having this whole situation and it's disastrous. It's not funny anymore. I wish I never met my twin flame or something like that. It's enormous. This reflection is so dramatic. Or it can be, depending on your state of consciousness and how much you are already in the union state, in an intimacy with the source inside of yourself, or completely not. That is the point of what twin flames do, what they are designed to do, just by the mere fact of being. They will reflect back to you how it is standing in your consciousness and how much you are collided with how you are meant to be as a consciousness. And yeah, often that is a huge shock because you don't even realize that it is so bad with yourself. And you also don't believe it is so bad with yourself. You don't believe it. Oh, I'm not so bad. I'm such a good spiritual person, isn't it? But why does my twin flame do all of this to me? Because they are showing you the truth of your consciousness state, whether you like it or not. And I don't say that to be divisive or nasty or rude to you at all. I'm just trying to explain to you the truth of what's going on. It is completely able to be repaired. And that whole power to do that is in your hands. So don't worry. It is in your hands, this power. You can repair it. Absolutely. That's also the whole point of this journey. But often we're not there yet. We're stuck at the dramatic side of what's going on. It's so dramatic, and I cannot believe that this is a mirror of what I am doing to my core or my relationship with my core, my relationship to myself. Yeah, that's your blind spot. And if that is not so, if there is a case, then that is not so, that this dramatic thing that they're doing is not a reflection of your inner space and your inner relationship to your core. If that is the case for you, that this can't be the reflection of my inner space, then it is not your twin flame. No, not your true one, anyways, because it is baked into reality that that's what they do for you. That is the whole working of the twin flame. Yes, they will also mirror back to you the love that you have between you and your inner union space where Source lives inside of you. They will also reflect that back to you. And that is where you're supposed to go and stay. That is the true romance we're really talking about. You have to let go, indeed, of the separation consciousness in yourself to experience that. And that is the healing part of this whole endeavor, which is a beautiful byproduct of connecting with Source and getting, as a result, your twin flame as well. Beautiful byproduct that you have to let go, you will let go of your own separation consciousness, your own hell on earth. You're just letting go of that. It's not that it was not there, it was there, but you're just letting go of it. That is the point of the journey. You free yourself to go in the direction of where that true romance is. And you leave the rest behind. You leave the separation consciousness behind. That's what it's all about. That's a purification. So if they don't reflect it back to you because that's too much, it's so dramatic. No, that's not my inner problem between me and my Source. This is too much what they do. Well, okay, that's okay. Then it's not your twin flame. But actually, that situation won't really seriously occur because when it's not your twin flame, which is possible, very many people have a false twin flame instead of the true one, then they actually would still get an indication of how far away from their inner source they are residing in their consciousness currently from the false twin flame as well. Because the false twin flame often really shows you the inner work that you have to do to get to the core, to get your true twin flame in front of you. And that is the only one with which you can go to that result of the romance of eternity that you can step into with them and leave the rest behind. With a false twin flame, you can't do that part of the story. They will only indicate to you how bad it is going on inside of you, your consciousness world, and they will be pretty accurate in that way, actually. So, or whomever you think it is, maybe it's like a soulmate, a someone, doesn't matter. They will always reflect something back to you that you have to learn. So that story is just not really existing, that the outside world would reflect something back to you that is absolutely has nothing to do with you, because the entire outside world is created by your consciousness and your perception. Did you know that? So that is a pretty extreme, for some, law to hear, but there it is. And it is also at the same time the invitation to know and to start doing. You have the empowerment to change this. That's what it actually means on the other side, right? So never worry, you can change this. But the reflection is often so dramatic with the twin flame. And that's where people just run away. I know that many people say that the other runs away, the twin flame run away, the divine masculine run away. But think about it. Maybe you just ran away from your inner consciousness state that was reflected back to you by them. You're actually running away from yourself, or you had already run away from yourself inside of yourself. And that's why your twin flame is now mirroring that same thing back to you now you've met them. So However, the case is, you always need to reduce the distance between you and your inner core, where you're fed through source. And that is going to give you the outcome that you want with your twin flame in the outside world, also. Always the case, no exceptions. That's how reality works. So, on the one hand, that means that this is why it can be so dramatic, because you are so far away from your inner core, whether you believe it or not. That's why it can be so dramatic. But on the other hand, that is why the twin flame journey is a consciousness journey that is so dramatically quick to heal you completely. And stepping into it is so incredibly healing. And why it is so profoundly source related, enlightening, ego defeating. And that can be done so quickly, incredibly quickly. You'll race through decades of inner work that you otherwise would have spent on it in a matter of weeks, months, couple years. Yeah, let's look at it from that side. It's very effective of bringing you back to the version of you that you were supposed to be, living in the ultimate life, experiencing the ultimate romance in the here and now, the quickest. It is so quick when you finally get the switch, let's say, in the right way inside of you. It can be done immediately. Because you also get to learn that you just have to choose to be with the twin flame and not leave source ever again. And keep it at that. And that's really very quick. I just choose it. That's it. End of it. It's done. Completed. But there's also a process in time and space. We understand that sometimes that takes some time to move through all these heavy emotions that are now loosened up because of your choice. And that will leave you, and they leave this physical vehicle that I am. And that's a little slow, right? That's often a little slow. Sometimes also the coming in of the true twin flame to build this life with them can also be a tiny bit slower, because we're talking about physical processes that can be a little slower, can be a little sluggish, like they have to do with the physical world in that process sense, right? With getting the body ready, getting procedures ready in the jurisdiction, moving over the world, ending contracts. That takes some preparation and time and doing it, and money, and letting traumas move through your body and nervous system, see everything that it was for the last time, moving before you, trembling out of you, to release, and to the to the ground for the last time, seeing it, and to let it go, to never return, move through you, you know, um, move through all the unconscious results that have been in your brain and nervous system for decades, and move through all these residues that move through you and let go, that can take some months, couple years at most, can be a little bit sluggish, but it was already done in one moment. in consciousness first. And that's really what it is truly about. That's really why we do consciousness work first here. That's really why we do this meditational and energetic work, etc., that I stand for as well. Even though understanding some things about the true twin flame are very important as well, because otherwise you just are lying to yourself about the whole thing you're a part of, right? That's also not working. So that's why I make videos about understanding things in the right way as well. So the reflection can be very dramatic, but that is actually to make you go to the healing it is about. And when you finally get that one, you just realize that you have such a fast moving ascension tool in the twin flame itself, the true twin flame. And it is really awesome. You have this combined consciousness that is the bigger whole of union, which is really fit for all the challenges thinkable that can be in your life, in the world, in your work, in your everything. And you have two consciousnesses in one consciousness union. In this union consciousness, this bigger whole that you're part of naturally already from creation out. That's what comes available to you very close by, intimately, in the practical sense too. And you start to realize that you have all the answers in your own union that you ever may have wanted. And you start to realize that you're going to start manifesting beautiful things together, and you have the power of this bigger whole behind you, of your own union, working on the same goal for manifesting beautiful things in life. Well, isn't that enormous? And you start to understand that this is really an enormously powerful tool to quickly and completely purified move through your heart's desires being manifested over and over, more and more, showing you the enormous abundance that was here in the inner planes. And now it's going to manifest itself in the outside world. And that is what is going on more and more. And you start to understand that this is really what is this truly about, and that you stand on this enormous platform that union is, this combined energy field, this union that is pushing you forward through this manifestation process of your abundance. And you start to see that what first looked like a dramatic reflection of what was wrong, the separation consciousness with all the things that it reflected back to you that you didn't like. And then you step over into the other side of the same phenomenon, and you start to understand that it is the highway to your abundance. When you can accept that that is the reflection of how your relationship with yourself is standing, and you do accept the correction inside of yourself that points to that you need to make, so that you can become together present in union consciousness instead. And that from there on out, things can come very quickly to you and change everything for the better for you in a way that it's not being made undone anymore. Leaving behind the entire consciousness of that there was ever anything that was against you or working out detrimentally. That doesn't exist there anymore. And you also move through the consciousness, the full understanding and the embodiment of that is truly what you experience. It's not an idea that you place on top of some sort of a pile of rubble and you say, yeah, but this is actually nice. No, you will actually fully live in the consciousness that I just described, of that everything that was detrimental before is really no part of you and your union, and you fully live there, you are surrendered into that. It's not a fantasy, it's not a renaming of some shit just to label it more positively, because then it sounds good. Then we can go on the internet. Then we can go make videos on YouTube and say that we're so happy because we have labeled shit with a new label that says union. No, you will genuinely live in that other space. And you will actually experience that. You will understand what the theory was about. And that is where twin flames brings you. That is the power of twin flame union as opposed to twin flame separation. And you have the power to start this and finish it and go to the ultimate outcome. You do. Also, because I give you the tools, I give you the teacher, I hand you the community, and you can get my giveaway, my ebook, Road to Union, to learn more about the different stages of going to that union consciousness and how that feels, what the results of it are, etc. How to know when you're there. So get your ebook, write me in the chat or in a comment below, or write me an email with a flame for the Road to Union ebook. All right. We are going to move on to the next chapter, and that is announcements. Announcements. This summer, until September the 1st, 2024, you are invited to come on a 20-minute free, €0 costing strategy session with me. It's going to be an online video call, and in it, I will get 3 cards for you from Divine Mother, oracle cards from, I don't know, maybe decks that I feel inspired to for uniquely you, so that you can learn a little bit more about what's right ahead for you, what is to come for you. 3 cards. We're going to experience what Divine Mother wants to tell you about your nearby future for your twin flame journey, making all of this come true, making your abundance come true. And we're going to experience together what she has to tell you. And I'm very curious what that will be for you. And in the rest of this strategy session, we're going to talk about what your situation is and how I can help you go to these near future things that Divine Mother told you, and more, to the entire consciousness change of union consciousness, so that you can go to the state of consciousness of harmonious twin flame union. And we talk a little bit about how I can help you with that. And at the end of our call, I'm going to ask you what you choose to do. And then we're going to implement that. One thing that you could possibly do as a follow-up of this strategy session is the VIP session, because you are a very important person in your union, isn't it? You can be the one that makes it all work for yourself and for your union, right? It's beautiful. If you feel that in your heart that that is going to be you, you feel that longing, that desire burning inside yourself, that can be you. So this VIP session can be an answer that we come up with in the strategy session that you are going to do in the near future together with me. It'll be a beautiful opportunity in which I can give you a ginormous push forward in the direction of harmonious union. And I'm going to get everything out that I can possibly use for you. And we do a little preparation. We set it up beforehand. In the session itself, we have 2 hours the time with a little break in between, in which we can do so many things to bring you forward. and I will guide you, give you advice, give you explanations, but also primarily do inner work together. After this session, I will give you service. I can still answer your questions for some time, and I will send you information packages that I will gear specifically to you for your challenges that you may have at this time. Maybe you need information about how to do the twin flame inner work. You get my package about that. Maybe you need to have information about bodily health and you get something out of my big library about that. Maybe you want to have or need mission business building advice, and I can give that to you too. Maybe we just stick with twin flame and general spiritual development. Beautiful. I can give specific things in theory as well to you that are fit for uniquely you there. And that way you can keep on developing from the VIP 2-hour session going forward a lot more. And this will be an enormous push forward for you, for your union, in the direction of harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. I would love that for you. And the special thing is that also until September the 1st in 2024, this summer, I give for everyone this session for half price. Now, if that isn't a huge deal, then I don't know what is. So check it out and ask your strategy session. We'll hash it out and we'll start with your 3-card look into your union near future guided by Divine Mother. I'm very curious what that says for you. So let's start it up together. And that link is in the description box below. And I will also right now put it here in the chat next to the live video. In the Facebook group that is called Your Abundance, where you're very welcome, link below. And I will also put the link now in the chat as well. In the Facebook group, I have left a post that points you to some beautiful twin flame material that you could study in your free hours in summer right now. And that's awesome if you have time to do that. There are 23 mostly videos that are unique only in that group. Yeah. So if that feels like to be for you, then I would certainly say do that one. We are building up in the community now to the big summer high point, and that is going to be the 8/8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual. And it's going to take place on August 8th, Thursdays. And that date is 8/8, and 8/8 is also a beautiful, abundant number. So that is why I picked that. And it's also the high point of the astrological happening of every summer that is called the Lion's Gate, in which the opening to a fresh spiritual, let's say, information, initiation. Now, what is the word that I'm looking for? A fresh spiritual inspiration, I guess, that is present here for you. And we just take advantage of that period to take the 8/8 date and make our own twin flame ritual. And when you subscribe to this ritual, you get your ticket. Then you focus yourself, you focus your union, you focus your spirit in the healing power of it. And whatever you have in twin flame intentions will be augmented for you through that ritual. And I guarantee you lots of twin flame healing in the direction of your harmonious twin flame union. So if that feels for you, I'm really going to be the the high priestess that is going to execute that for you. I think I'm going to go in nature again this year. This is like the 10th year that we're doing this. Did you know that? So it's really not new. But the ticket system is new. That's the first year we have a ticket system. When you get your tickets, you focus yourself into working. It works as an automatic distant healing. So it guaranteed is working for you no matter what you're doing, if you take the time for it and the space or not. But if you'd like to take the time and space for it too, then I would advise taking the day off, doing inner work, doing the workbook that I have made for this Twin Flame 8-8 ritual, and also come to the Facebook group that is opened up specifically only for this ritual. Come to the live stream in which you can follow the actual ritual that I will execute in nature with crystals and oracle cards and words and wands and whatnot, and water and tuning forks, etc., etc. And you will also be invited to the social Zoom room that is going to be there for participants as well. And potentially more things that I offer in that little community that we are going to have there for this ritual. But should you not be able to come to the actual events of Thursday, August 8th, then don't worry. It is in essence a automatic distant healing, and you will be able to receive it when you have your ticket, no matter what you are doing on that day. And it will guaranteed lead you to an augmented healing power for your twin flame healing intentions in the direction of your harmonious union. So there you go. More about the 8-8 twin flame ritual, of course, in the link that is below, and I will now also put in the chat next to the video. Let me see. I think we have one more announcement, and that is going to be that there is still always in this summer, in July and in August, we will start up again as well, the monthly, in the Facebook group taking place, mini program. And part of the mini program is taking place tomorrow in our Facebook group on Sunday, July 28th, and that is going to be the Mastermind Club, which is a Zoom call starting up in a Facebook group that talks about your mission, twin flame mission, or your dream about it. And that is always very inspirational to learn more about that true healing pillar of doing twin flame healing that is very unknown, that is such a pillar of twin flame healing, healing the union back together, to learn more about your mission and start already move in that direction, sometimes even before you know who the true twin flame is, and certainly before you are in harmonious union. And that can be such a great step to take. And we just exchange about that idea and how you're doing in it tomorrow in that event of the mini program that is called the Mastermind Club. So yeah, you're invited. Come to the Facebook group for it, and then come to the group tomorrow when it takes place. Pick up the Zoom room, and I'll see you there. These were the announcements. So now we're going to go to the next chapter, and that'll be Issues to Heal. And that is going to be your issues. But if you don't give me issues, we will look again at the idea of the talk of this week, the topic of this week. And that is the end of twin flame separation, right? That was the topic of today. End of twin flame separation. So did you know that any key exercise will lead to the end of twin flame separation. That's why it is invented. It will not give it to you after doing it one time, but this will be the thing that you're doing all the time so that you can sink deeper while you do it all the time, that you can sink deeper in the consciousness state where you arrive after you've done this inner work. And that brings you there deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's also not about, yeah, I do this key tool of 4 steps. And then when I have answered both, all 4 questions, then I'm back again at the consciousness where I already was. And I'm just in a more happy version or something. And that's cool. And I will do my life the same again afterwards. No, the idea is that you move through the 4 steps of the key exercise and then you are a changed person. And you stay there wherever you, feeling wise, have grounded yourself, is actually the place where you are like rooting so deeply that it's not about feelings anymore, because that is really the place where you are sobered up from any feelings, because it's the place where you are the experiencer of it, and that is where you're now going to live, and that's going to be something else than where you started up with your upsets in your step 1. So you see, and that is where you're supposed to root deeper and deeper in that place of being sobered up, of the purified place. And that's where you start to live. You move there with all your everything that you have and own. You move there. And that's why you over and over do this exercise, so that you move there with everything that you have and are and fantasize to be and whatnot. And that is how you move yourself to the right consciousness, right? That's why we do it. That's what it is about. So yeah, the end of twin flame separation, I mean, that could be a step 1 that is about, I am upset because my twin flame is separated from me, and that makes me feel abandoned. Well, um version 1 would give a step 2 that says, what do I want? Well, I want to be loved romantically right now. And that would give us step 3 of, what do I feel is a longing that I have underneath this wanting. And then that is something like, I long to be romantic with myself right now. And then that gives us step 4 of version 1 of, that you're going to own what that says in step 3, as if you already have it, because when you long for it, you can be sure of that it somehow is already inside of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to answer question number 3 about the longing. So it is already somehow, somewhere true for you. Now you're going to stand on that place, step into that consciousness, and feel it as if it is something that you already have. So that would be something like, I am someone that takes herself out on a beautiful romantic date tonight. And I'm really going to enjoy that. And I'm going to inspire the whole world that this is how you can love yourself. Right? And you actually do it. But even more, it can be something that you can already give yourself right now. So that would even be something like, I am a person that feels the romance of life inside herself right now. And that feels good. I'm someone that feels good on the inside right now because of that. Because I let the flow of love in me right now, so that I fill myself up with true love right now, which is the romance I'm looking for. So that I feel good right now. And I accept the changes inside of me that are happening right now as a result of letting the love in. And I'm such an example for other people in letting all of that change inside of me. Yeah, that is your step 4. And in key version 2, we can go back to the same step 1. I'm upset because my twin flame is separated from me and it makes me feel abandoned. And step 2 would mean to turn everything around that points to them and then point it to yourself to see what that gives as a sentence, to feel how that feels, to research further what that means for you in the next steps. So step 2 would then be, I am upset with myself because I'm separated from myself. And it makes me feel abandoned. And then in step 3, you're going to research how that sentence can be true for you. So that would be something like, yeah, that is true because I do abandon myself. I do separate from myself, even in subtle ways. I do separate myself from myself. I I just go so much in ideas about the future and worries about that too, that I forget to live now. And that's how I separate from myself. And that's why I don't have space in my heart right now for my twin flame to come in, or for myself to come into myself. And that's why I feel abandoned. So that's so true. Yeah. And step 4 then is, what do I need to feel loved right here? Yeah, I just need a hug. So then you hug yourself. Take a deep breath or something. Or whatever you need, whatever the answer is. The point is to make a true statement. It's true for you, right? That's the point. It needs to be true for you. Yeah, all the worry. All the worry. I had so much worry. Did you know that? I worried my ass off. Yeah. And that sort of ran its course. And now I continually get like the direct reflection in my inner work, like that tells me, stop worrying now, because that's done now. Stop worrying. Go into joy only. It's about the true soul's pleasure that it is truly about, not about worry. Yeah. And how true is that? So the end of twin flame separation is about all the things that you can fill in step 1 of your key exercise. It is about the end of the separation of your communication separation. It is about the end of the separation of your physical separation. It's about the end of the separation of you not being in an official relationship together, but maybe they in another relationship, and maybe you even in another relationship. It can be anything. And you just go through these 4 steps and you keep on doing it. And you root yourself into where you came, into the true soul pleasure of life. So I hope that helped. And we're going to go to a new chapter. And that is going to be the group healing. We are going to go to the creative identity energy system again. and look at one of the energy points that is in it, in this 9-point energy system that is in the entire universe and world in existence. But it's also specifically in your personal space in and around your body as well. And we're going to look into one of these 9 energy fields, feel it with our eyes closed. This is a little meditation, and it's going to heal you. And this is going to be the visual of today's energy field, and it's going to be energy field 5A, the heart from behind. So, yeah, we have this fresh spring like landscape with this beautiful union circle, and inside of it, the two intersecting circles, and at the center of that, a pearl, and some grasses and birds and sunshine and a snake around it. And the colors purple and green. Yeah. And the symbol was that this drawing is based on was really the two intersecting circles inside the union circle, which is the two consciousnesses becoming one big union from the core out, like this third energy, third space that opens up. It's the divine presence in your relationship. And this is a picture that I make for the new version of my card deck for this energy point, in which the pictures in itself are supposed to give you a healing working through looking at them. But we are going to have a small meditation together. So let's do that and surrender a little deeper in this idea of this actual energy field. And you can feel it, visualize it. It is present at the upper back. So there, there, here, but then on the back side of you. Like this hand, but then on the back side of your upper back. And yeah, it also has a reflection on the front. That's true too. So we're going to feel all of that. So if you want to just take 10 minutes or so, close your eyes, close the door, sit down and feel with me. To just have some attention for yourself without being disturbed, closing the eyes. And sitting, because sitting is a very relational posture that is restful, but not so restful that you fall asleep. That's why I advise sitting. And to start off, just feel that you're really sitting. You have a body, and that is allowed to be here. Your body has a breath, and you're allowed to feel that. Your body has a weight, and it's allowed to have this weight and to press it down on your chair, on your couch, on your bench, on the floor, wherever you're sitting. And feel that weight. Consciously sit down with your bum on the floor, on the couch, on the chair. And feel the breath. This is not an exercise to flee in your fantasy. It is an exercise to feel the reality of your bum sitting and your breath moving you. And to feel how your whole torso is busy with that, with sitting, having weight, pressing down, and breathing. Your whole torso is moved by it. And then to feel that you have extensions of the torso as well. You have arms with hands on it, and you have legs sitting on the floor somehow, touching the floor somehow, that are extensions too of this. And you also have an extension in the neck and the head coming out of the torso too. And all these extensions are also allowed to be open, to be connected to this central breathing, anchoring, sitting, resting torso. So open the arms, open the legs, open the neck to be connected to this central breathing, having a weight torso that is so concrete. And these are the extensions of it. And feel how they're also moved by the breath. Are your legs moved by the breath? Are your shoulders and arms moved by the breath? Is your neck moved by the breath? Just to feel what's going on. And sometimes when you become so present in your feeling energy body, as we're doing now, to become more present in it, then sometimes you feel that you might adjust your sitting position ever so slightly to sit more relaxed. Then you can softly give yourself that better position. And then we're going to feel the upper back. That is where we're now going to focus our attention on while we still stay in the openness for the rest of our body, for the torso and the elongations of the torso in the legs and arms and neck. But we are, for a moment, at the same time, going to focus on the upper back. Because that is the place where this divine energy point is focused. 5A, the backside of the heart. The heart, the center of the entire 9-point energy system. That also has a 5B, that is the front of your heart. Together, one beautiful heart, of course. But it's so beautiful to start to feel the backside of the heart because we often don't give that attention at all. And it is such a place where, well, honestly, maybe you don't even feel that place. I say let's connect with it. I say let's feel it, but maybe you don't even feel it. Maybe it's numb. Maybe it's like, yeah, I know I'm going to feel my upper backs. I know sort of where it is, but it is actually not really accessible. Because is it? Or how does it feel there? What's your first impression? Is it tense or is it relaxed? Is it warm or is it cold? Is it open or is it closed? Just to get a grasp. And be real with yourself. Because that is the opening that we're looking for, being real. That's what causes this energy field to open up to you. And when it can open up to you, that's where divine love can come in. but only when you are real with yourself first about what's actually going on there. And then it feels seen, this place between the shoulder blades, at the spine, under the neck. When it gets seen and acknowledged, it can open itself, and you open this place where divine love makes itself known. As opposed to the front of your chest, because that's where personal and worldly love finds you. But the upper back is where divine love enters you. But it cannot even enter when you are not real with how you are doing there. So be honest and just feel, oh, there's tension there. Oh, I closed that off. Oh, I'm like a tortoise with a shield that is right there. Oh, my muscle tension is completely overdone there. And accept that with your heart. Accept that with your compassion. Accept that with every inch of inner peace that you might have. And that is going to give you an opening for an inner relaxation of this upper back to start to occur from the inside out, from peace out, from compassion out. And that will then open this portal in yourself to become available for divine love. And take a deeper breath and feel if something changed for you already, or you just accepted how it is, and that is the big change. And just self accept. And then within that self acceptance, we're going to invite the divine in anyway, no matter how it's standing. And that is going to be from deep in the distance, behind your upper back. And from that deep distance, a light comes forward and it comes closer and closer to your upper back, closer and closer and closer. And the light is warm and loving, and its rays start to tickle your upper back, and it becomes bigger when it comes closer. And then it touches your upper back, and it knocks on the door. Can I come in? Do you allow the light of the divine into your upper back, into your body, into your chest? Just say yes or no in your heart and see what the result is. And let the light then do what it can do for you in the space that you have provided. And let it influence you where you give the space. And when it is painful, allow yourself to feel the pain. And when it is hurtful, allow yourself to feel the hurt. And when it is soft and loving, allow yourself to receive the soft and loving qualities. And no matter where the light is allowed to go inside of your upper back and chest, on the inside of you, start to feel how it touches the extremities of this space, how it touches your skin, how it touches your bones, how it touches your lungs, how it touches your heart, how it touches your shoulders, how it touches your neck, how it touches your chin, how it touches your breasts, how it touches your where the belly begins, how it touches your ribs, how it touches your upper arms, how it touches your face, and how it shines out to all the other parts of your body that you allow to be influenced right now. Breathe a little deeper or with consciousness for the where the breath is. And feel that the light shines out now so much. It is now including your entire sitting posture, your entire body. And you are shining bright from the core of this light out that is in your chest, coming from behind. And surrender to this light that is now embracing your body completely. Surrender into it. Feel the spring sun that it conveys to you, this freshness, this newness, making everything new in you with a wisdom that holds messages from the divine that you don't need to spell out at this moment. You just accept that these messages are within the light codes. That is the light itself, it's the shining itself. And who knows in what kind of wisdom this will unfold inside of you as long as you surrender into this light now. Just accept with gratitude whatever wisdom is there in the light for you now and surrender into its warmth and freshness. To breathe a little deeper. Feeling that it is enough for now, for this moment of being together with this divine light. Bringing the hands slowly up to your chest area. If you want to make a gesture to thank yourself, place the hand palms against each other very lightly, no pressing. With the fingers up. And maybe you want to lower your head until your lips touch the fingertips. Which is really a completion of the gratitude gesture that you could make for yourself. To thank yourself for having felt this, And otherwise, you can just thank yourself in your heart. Let the hands let go of each other and bring them back to your legs or wherever they were resting. And feel how this whole light silently, slowly, gently retreats back into your chest, goes to the upper back, and then slowly retreats back into the distance behind your upper back, where it goes back into the divine reserves, where there is only light, which is truth and love. And breathe a little deeper. Feel that you're sitting here with the concreteness of your body. And slowly and gently, when you are ready, open your eyes again to come back to the recording or the live video. What a beautiful healing. And now I see the card again that started this whole um, live video of today, the creative ID card that was about opening the door. Accept fully that you're standing here. Claim the space. Not only the physical earth, but the spiritual earth as well. That is the true heaven. Take the key in your hand. You are free to relate to others when you do so. Beautiful. Very core, very central, very healing. I hope this helped you today and you feel different. Let me know with a comment how you feel. For sure, answer me with a flame or the word flame when you want me to send you the ebook Road to Union that I wrote. I would love to send it to you. That's my giveaway for today. So please, if that feels for you, send me your flame and I will make sure that it reaches you as PDF in your email. Don't forget to come tomorrow to the Mastermind Club for Twin Flame Mission in the Facebook group. Don't forget to schedule our 8/8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual and buy your ticket. And know that until September 1st, you can come in your strategy session with me to get 3 cards from Divine Mother to know what is coming for you the coming time. And we'll discuss how I can help you forward with a 50% off VIP session, or something else that fits you. That's what we're going to discuss in the rest of that strategy session. All right. Those are the most important things. Next week, we'll have another Twin Flame Abundance live video. Prepare it, plan it, schedule it, and think about what you want to ask me because I can answer your questions about twin flames, the journey, and what you can do in your current situation. That is the point of these videos. I will see you then and in all the other opportunities. Looking forward to meeting you enormously. Love from Petra.